Hey everybody, Jason here of GhostbustersNews.com, Ghostbusters News right here on YouTube. And it's been a while since I've been in front of the camera. A lot has been going on, to say the very least, in the world. A lot of panic, a lot of chaos, a lot of insanity, and I think at this time, probably one of the last things we should be talking about is a movie release. I mean, this whole COVID-19 stuff is pretty scary, but we are Ghostbusters News, GhostbustersNews.com, and Ghostbusters is what we're talking about here today. So let's just dive into it. I mean, Ghostbusters Afterlife is supposed to get released this July. That's less than 4 months away. And honestly, if things do not get better very, very quickly, I think it's best if the movie does see a delay. How long? I don't know. I think that's really a question as to how long this whole, situation takes to semi-resolve itself, or at least show some signs of improvement. And I know a lot of film companies right now, they're going to be doing digital releases for their movies. Things obviously like Trolls 2 got released in theaters, and it's also getting released crazy early digitally, so people can just, pay the $20 and watch it at home there. That's really cool. But in terms of the long-term just success of Ghostbusters and maybe getting a Ghostbusters Afterlife 2 or whatever they want to call it, honestly, I really, really feel that this thing needs to hit theaters. It needs to feel special. And I don't think we're going to get that with a home digital release. It's going to go under a lot of people's radar if that's the case. And really, that's what this comes down to. A delay for me, once again, it is all about the long-term value of the Ghostbusters brand. The 2016 movie, when it came out, I enjoyed it. I openly talked about it here on the channel. You can go back and you can watch my review of the 2016 film. It didn't really do too many favors to Sony. It didn't really turn a crazy profit or anything like that. So Ghostbusters Afterlife needs to be a massive success for them to continue with this brand and not just shelve it for X amount of years and then eventually be like, okay, we're gonna reboot it again. We're gonna do another Ghostbuster film. Especially if you guys out there, you want this kind of continued storyline of the original 2 films, Ghostbusters 1, Ghostbusters 2, and now Ghostbusters Afterlife. To me, a delay is what's needed. I mean, right now, people should not be gathered in big groups at a movie theater. And I mean, a lot of theaters like AMC and like a whole host of them, they're not operating right now for at least 6 to 12 weeks. And that 12-week estimate is if everything, it doesn't get worse. I really hope it doesn't. I hope things go on the mend, things get better. But 6 to 12 weeks, kind of in the current state of things. And let's say it is 12 weeks there. I mean, that's 3 months. After that point, Ghostbusters Afterlife will be opening very, very soon. Will the general public be in the mood at that time to go into these large gatherings of one another and go see a film? I don't know. I think that we're going to be in a very, very different world in 3 months' time. Once again, if it doesn't get better, the whole situation doesn't get better ASAP, maybe delay to the end of summer would make sense. Maybe Halloween, maybe the fall. I don't think the fall, really. Hell, maybe springtime next year, a whole year delay. I don't want that to happen. But once again, for the success and the brand of Ghostbusters, for it to continue on, get more movies, get a animated cartoon series like a new one, more action figures, Ecto Cooler, all these cool tie-ins. Let's keep it going. Let's push it back to the best possible time so Sony can get the profits they're looking for. And speaking of tie-ins, that is one of the biggest moneymakers when it comes to a movie like this, is the action figures. I know Hasbro has the upcoming Ghostbuster Plasma series, the Kenner re-releases of the real Ghostbuster action figures. We've got that Spangler Neutrona 1 prop coming out once again from Hasbro. Also possible tie-ins like maybe the return of Ecto Cooler. I mean, that's not official, but that could be a moneymaker for them. It looks like Sony wants to go pretty deep in with Ghostbusters, and I wouldn't doubt if you would most likely see the Ghostbuster branding on everything this June, July, had this whole thing not happen to the extent that we're currently living in. So once again, for them to optimize profit from the whole tie-in aspect, for the action figures, the collectibles, all that stuff, if they can't get this stuff ready and prepped and out there for June or July, once again, delay that stuff, delay the film. Let's make sure that, once again, they can release it, it's a huge success, and it continues the Ghostbusters brand, it continues the franchise. Now me, on a personal level, if you ask me, do I want to watch Ghostbusters Afterlife right now? Absolutely, I would love to watch it right now. I would love to watch it in July. But, once again, for the franchise, for everything involved, for everybody, all the people that made Afterlife, for everybody working at the Sony Studios in the Ghost Core department, long-term thinking, unless they have some other like game plan in mind, once again, if this whole COVID-19 thing continues the way it's continuing, for me personally, delay is what should happen. I don't want it to happen, but it's what should happen. Now let me also add, I do think it's totally insane that people are getting worked up, they're losing their minds over movies, especially with everything that is happening right now in the world. I mean, I run GhostbustersNews.com. I'm going to be totally frank with you. I do make a bit of money off the website here. It's not a living by any means, but I make an okay amount of money from the website and everything like that. And the fact that people, like, I've got more stake in this than a lot of other people, and I'm looking at it from that vantage point, and a delay to me makes so much more sense than releasing it in July, once again, given the current landscape. The fact that people in their everyday life are freaking out over potential movies getting delayed, you know, Ghostbusters and what else is coming out, like Wonder Woman, and I saw people losing their minds that possibly the upcoming Marvel Cinematic Universes could get all changed around and jostled around because of this. At the end of the day, that's entertainment, and we've got to be looking out for one another. We've got to be, you know, once again, a group gathering at this point doesn't make sense whatsoever. If it makes sense in July, that's fantastic. If everybody out there, if their mindset can change in July and they can be like, yes, I am comfortable to go to my local cinema and watch this movie about ghosts and ghost busting, I think that's fantastic. But once again, just the way it is right now, I don't see it in the cards. Unless something really shifts very quickly within the next month to 2 months, I think that delay is inevitable. But then again, who knows, maybe Sony has something in mind. If that is the case, and they decide, you know what, we're not going to delay it, we're going to do a digital release, I don't know. I mean, once again, I can't see the movie making as big of a profit as it would if it got the, you know, movie theater release. But maybe Sony has something up their sleeve. And that's the other thing too, is maybe there are agreements when it comes to some of this, some of these movie tie-ins and stuff that they can't get out of. So maybe that'll push them to release it in July. I don't know how all that back-end stuff works, but like I said, I know I've repeated myself tons upon tons of times, and I urge Ghostbuster fans to kind of think with this mindset that if you do want a true prosperous future for the Ghostbusters franchise, just don't think in the now, think about a year, 2, 3 years from now, that it may make sense, once again, to have the movie delayed, either slightly, moderately, or even by a year. Once again, whatever happens in this world, whatever's changing, it's a movie. At the end of the day, it's a movie. Like I said, just let's focus on each other first. If things have to be delayed, they have to be delayed. That's life. That's the new life that we're in. It's a weird one. I don't like it. Now, before I wrap this up, guys, you're probably going to be seeing quite a bit of me, or at least hearing quite a bit of me over the next 2 weeks. I am going to be home. I'm at my home. I'm self-quarantining, I guess, right now at home for the next 2 weeks. I'm going to be all on the YouTube channel. Of course, check out GhostbustersNews.com, as we're going to be updating as updates come through and such like that. Also, we're going to be streaming a lot more, so be sure to check out, once again, the YouTube channel right here, youtube.com, Ghostbusters News. We'll be streaming some games here and there, some Ghostbuster mods, so subscribe. Hit that bell notification icon. Stay up to date with everything that's happening, and I will see everybody right back here next time, Ghostbusters News, right here on YouTube.